Good afternoon, Chair Sarlo and Vice Chair Greenstein and members of the committee. I am in for our CEO, Libby Vincent, and my name is Maureen Shea. I'm Director of Government Affairs for the New Jersey Association of Community Providers. We represent over 80 agencies that provide services and supports to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities throughout the state. NJACP urges the committee to support a 3% cost of living adjustment in the FY2027 budget for community services that support individuals with IDD. And why are we asking for this COLA? This is about stability for families and individuals. Our agencies and other agencies serve 30,000 individuals across the state. They receive services every single day in their home, at work, and in residences. When provider agencies struggle financially, services become unstable. A modest 3% COLA will help ensure consistent staffing and prevent disruptions in care. What does it mean when we don't get a 3% COLA in the budget? Individuals stay home, families cannot work, and individuals have nowhere to go during the day and they lose their skills. If homes are not fully staffed, health and safety are at risk as well. There are thousands of people on a waiting list in the state that may not reach the top of the waiting list if we don't have adequate funding. And we know that high school students come out every year, new high school graduates, and they feel like they're falling off the cliff is the term that is used when they enter the adult system. Further, inflation is real and its impacts are real for our agencies. The cost of food, utilities, housing, our agencies have the costs that every family homeowner has, along with business costs, compliance costs from local, state, and federal government, and housing costs. Currently, I think we're all familiar with the health insurance increases across the state. Some of our agencies are receiving 30% increases in their health insurance. They want to continue to ensure their workforce as we have a workforce shortage. That alone is causing financial pressure on our agencies. And we also have increased compliance associated costs as well. But most importantly, we want to make sure that we can provide the programs and the homes that people need to live in the state. Without an annual inflation adjustment, these costs will just keep on increasing and eventually result in the erosion of the system. Community care costs less than institutional care. That's so important today in the face of coming Medicaid budget cuts. Currently, it costs less than half to serve an individual in our community residences than it does in institutional care. And the reality is, if there isn't enough capacity to serve people in the community, they will have to go into institutional care. Institutional care is a mandatory service from the federal government. HCBS community services are not mandatory. So our fear is that community services, which save the state a lot of money, will be in jeopardy if HR1 costs start to come through. So what we would appreciate very much is a 3% COLA, and we thank you very much for your attention and the opportunity.
Thank you. And I know there's a lot of uncertainty around HR1, and we're hearing that trend throughout the day, not only for this budget, but for the future budgets. I think all states are anxious to see the impacts it will have. Thank you. Dr. Jonathan Yars